My child, before another thought passes through your mind, before the weight of the day settles back onto your chest, pause and feel this moment. Feel how the air around you seems softer, how something unseen is gently drawing closer. This is not imagination. This is presence. This is light leaning toward you. I am speaking now, not to your ears, but directly to the place inside you that has been tired for so long. I see you. I have always seen you. Even when you felt invisible to the world, even when your prayers felt like whispers lost in the dark, I was there, closer than your breath, counting every tear, reading every unspoken fear, watching every silent act of courage you thought no one noticed. You have walked through seasons that would have broken many. There were nights when you lay awake staring into darkness, wondering why your heart felt so heavy, why the road ahead seemed so uncertain, why effort did not always bring reward. You questioned yourself. You questioned your worth. Sometimes you even questioned whether I was listening at all. Yet here you are, still breathing, still searching, still standing. That alone is evidence of my hand upon you. You did not survive by chance. You were carried. Come closer in your spirit now. Let the noise fade. Imagine a warm golden light beginning to glow above you, like the first hint of dawn. It is gentle, not blinding, and as it descends, it wraps around your shoulders like a mantle of peace. This light is not judging you. It is not measuring your past. It is healing you. Feel how it sinks into your chest, loosening knots you didn't know were there, calming storms you learned to hide behind a brave face. This is my love reaching you in a language deeper than words. You have carried guilt that was never meant to be yours. You have replayed old moments, wishing you had chosen differently, spoken differently, trusted differently. Hear me now and let this truth settle deep. Your past does not disqualify you. It prepared you. Every detour taught you discernment. Every disappointment carved wisdom into your soul. Every closed door redirected you towards something far greater than you could see at the time. I was not punishing you. I was positioning you. There were moments I intervened without you realizing it. Times when you almost stepped into situations that would have drained your spirit, dimmed your light, or tied you to cycles of pain. I closed those doors quietly. I delayed certain blessings intentionally, not to hurt you, but to protect you. You mistook my silence for absence. Yet all along I was rearranging circumstances, aligning people, adjusting timing so that what comes to you next arrives whole, pure, and aligned with who you are becoming. Now feel the ground beneath your feet in this inner vision. See it transform into a wide, radiant pathway stretching forward. On both sides, gates of light begin to open one by one, slowly, majestically, as if responding to your presence. These gates are opportunities. They are connections. They are streams of abundance that have been waiting for the right moment to flow. They do not open by force. They open by alignment. And alignment is happening within you right now. You have wondered if you are chosen. Let me answer without hesitation. Yes. Chosen not because you are flawless, but because your heart remains open even after being wounded. Chosen because you still believe in goodness despite having seen the worst of people. Chosen because when you fell, you got back up with humility instead of bitterness. Chosen because your soul carries compassion that can only be forged through experience. This is the kind of heart heaven trusts. Listen carefully now. There is a shift occurring. You may have felt it as restlessness, as a subtle dissatisfaction with settling for less, as a quiet inner voice urging you toward more, even when logic says to stay small. That is not confusion. That is awakening. Old versions of you are dissolving. Old limits are losing their grip. You are stepping into a frequency where scarcity no longer defines you and fear no longer controls you. See it now. Above you, the sky opens and a gentle rain begins to fall, shimmering like liquid gold. Each drop carries possibility. Each drop carries provision. As this miracle rain touches you, it soaks into your being, dissolving lack, washing away doubt, nourishing seeds of prosperity that were planted long ago. You may not have seen these seeds, but I planted them with intention, and now the season has changed. I am asking you to release what you have been gripping out of fear. Release the belief that you must struggle endlessly to be worthy. Release the idea that abundance is for others, but not for you. Release the habit of shrinking yourself to make others comfortable. You were never meant to live confined. You were meant to expand, to build, to bless, to shine. Now rise, my child. Not physically, but internally. Rise above old narratives. Rise above inherited limitations. Rise above the voice that says it is too late or too risky or too good to be true. That voice is not mine. My voice brings clarity, peace, and a deep sense of rightness even when the path ahead is new. As you rise, feel a new strength settling into your spine, a quiet confidence anchoring your steps. This is not arrogance. This is alignment. You no longer need to chase validation. What is meant for you will recognize you. What belongs to you will gravitate toward you naturally. Opportunities will begin to appear in unexpected ways. Ideas will flow with ease. Support will come from directions you did not anticipate. There is wealth energy moving toward you now. Not just money, but richness in every form. Time that feels spacious instead of rushed. Relationships that feel nourishing instead of draining. Work that feels purposeful instead of exhausting. Resources that circulate instead of slipping away. You are entering a cycle of increase, and it begins with receiving, not striving. Receive this blessing. Let it settle without resistance. You do not need to understand every detail. You only need to stay open. When your mind tries to question, return to your breath. Return to this presence. Trust that the same force that guided you through hardship knows exactly how to guide you through expansion. I am rewriting agreements in your life right now. Agreements you unknowingly made with lack, with unworthiness, with constant struggle. Those contracts are dissolving. New agreements are forming, written in light. Agreements with favor. Agreements with flow. Agreements with divine timing that does not rush and does not delay. Notice how your body feels as this happens. Perhaps lighter, perhaps warmer, perhaps simply calmer. These sensations are signals of alignment. Your nervous system is learning safety again. Your heart is learning trust again. Your spirit is remembering its original blueprint. Hold this affirmation, flow gently in your awareness, letting each truth sink in like a heartbeat. I am open to receive abundance. I am supported by divine wisdom. I am worthy of wealth and peace. I am guided toward my highest good. I am aligned with endless supply. I am safe to expand. Let these words echo softly within you, not as effort, but as remembrance. You are not alone on this path. You never were. Even when you felt abandoned, you were being guided through invisible corridors of growth. Now those corridors are opening into wide spaces filled with light. The work you have done internally is beginning to reflect externally. What you believe about yourself is reshaping what life presents to you. Soon you will notice changes, subtle at first. A conversation that sparks an idea, a chance meeting that opens a door, a sudden clarity about a decision you have been avoiding. Pay attention. These are not coincidences. They are responses. Life responding to your new frequency. When fear tries to return, greet it with compassion, then let it pass. Fear is a habit, not a prophecy. It dissolves when met with presence. You are learning to choose trust again, not blindly but wisely, rooted in experience and guided by light. I am asking you to walk forward with intention. Speak kindly to yourself. Rest when your body asks for it. Take inspired action when your heart feels pulled. Do not rush, do not retreat, just stay aligned. The gates you saw earlier are opening wider now. Behind them are resources, connections, and opportunities that will allow you not only to thrive, but to uplift others. Your prosperity is not selfish. It is strategic. It allows generosity to flow through you. It allows stability to anchor you. It allows creativity to express itself fully. You have a role to play, simply by being who you are becoming. Your presence will comfort some. Your words will awaken others. Your journey will give hope to those still walking through shadows. This is how light multiplies. As we come to this gentle close, feel gratitude rising naturally within you. Not forced, not performative, but quiet and sincere. Gratitude anchors blessings. Gratitude keeps the channel open. Gratitude reminds you that you are already held. Take one final breath here. Feel peace settling like a soft blanket around your soul. Carry this with you as you move forward. Return to it whenever the world feels loud. And remember this truth above all others. You are guided, you are protected, you are deeply loved, and you are stepping into a season of abundance that unfolds with grace. I am ready to receive. I am chosen for abundance. I am guided by light. I am one with divine love. I am free. I am blessed. Blessed, and as that truth settles into you like a final note of a sacred melody, do not think the message is ending, because what has just been spoken is only the doorway, not the destination. And now you are stepping through it, deeper, further, into a space where words become presence, and presence becomes power. And I am still here with you, closer now than before, because once you say yes in your spirit, once you open even the smallest inner door, the flow does not stop, it expands, and I need you to stay with me, breathing slowly, allowing your shoulders to soften, allowing your mind to loosen its grip, because what comes next is not meant to be analyzed, but received, felt, absorbed like warmth sinking into cold skin. And I want you to know something very clearly, something you may not have fully realized yet, something that has been forming quietly beneath the surface of your life for a long time. You are standing at the exact intersection where the invisible becomes visible, where what you believed in secret begins to shape reality in front of you. And this is why your soul has felt restless, why ordinary distractions no longer satisfy you, why shallow conversations feel hollow. Because you are no longer meant to live at the surface of things, you are being drawn into depth, into alignment, into a life that responds to you instead of resisting you. You may still carry echoes of old fear, and that is natural, because fear does not vanish instantly. It dissolves gradually as truth replaces it. And right now, truth is moving through you like a slow, steady current, washing away identities that were never really yours. The identity of the struggler, the one who must always prove their worth, the one who waits for permission, the one who feels they must suffer endlessly before receiving goodness. And as these false layers loosen and fall away, you might feel exposed, almost tender, because you are meeting yourself without armor for the first time. But do not retreat from this feeling. This tenderness is not weakness, it is openness. And openness is the gateway through which miracles travel. Listen closely now, not with your ears, but with that quiet inner space that has been waking up inside you, because I am speaking to that place directly. And I want you to see something with your inner vision. Imagine yourself standing in a vast open field at twilight, the sky painted in deep blues and soft golds, the air still and charged with expectation. And in the distance, you see a horizon glowing, not harshly, but steadily, like a promise that does not fade. And as you stand there, you realize you are no longer carrying heavy bags from the past. Your hands are free, your back is straight, your breath is full, and from above, a gentle stream of light begins to descend. Not rushing, not forcing, simply flowing. And this light moves into you, not around you, into you, filling spaces that were once occupied by doubt and regret. And as it fills you, something shifts in your posture. You are no longer bracing for impact. You are standing in readiness. This is the posture of receiving, and receiving is a skill your soul is learning now, because for so long you were trained to endure, to survive, to push through, to hold on even when you were empty. And while that strength carried you far, it is not the strength you need now, because what is coming into your life requires a different kind of capacity. The capacity to allow, to trust, to let support arrive without suspicion, to accept abundance without guilt, to rest without fear that everything will fall apart. And I know this is unfamiliar territory, but unfamiliar does not mean unsafe. It means new, and new is where growth lives. There are blessings already moving toward you that will challenge your old self-image. Blessings that will ask you to expand your sense of what is possible. Blessings that will feel almost unreal at first. And when they begin to appear, your instinct may be to question them, to wonder if they will last, to wait for the other shoe to drop. But in those moments, return to this presence, return to this knowing, because you are not being teased by fate. You are being introduced to a new normal, one where support is consistent, where provision flows, where your efforts are met with response instead of resistance. You have spent enough time proving that you can survive without help. Now it is time to discover how life feels when you are supported, guided, and resourced. And this does not make you dependent. It makes you aligned, because alignment does not remove your agency. It enhances it. It allows your actions to carry weight, your words to carry resonance, your intentions to move things unseen. And this is why your thoughts matter more now than they did before. Because you are becoming more coherent, more integrated, and coherence amplifies creation. Notice how even as you listen, your awareness feels slightly expanded, as if your inner world has more space than it used to. And in this space, ideas may begin to form, visions of what you could build, who you could become, how your life could look if it flowed instead of struggled. And I encourage you not to push these visions away, not to shrink them to fit old limitations. Let them be large, let them be bold, let them be infused with joy. Because desire itself is not wrong. Desire is a compass, and the desires that arise from alignment are invitations, not temptations. You were not given imagination to torture yourself with what you cannot have. You were given imagination to preview what is possible, and now your imagination is being recalibrated, no longer dominated by fear scenarios, but illuminated by potential. And this shift will subtly change how you move through the world, how you speak, how you choose, how you respond, because when your inner vision changes, your outer behavior follows naturally. There will be moments soon when you are presented with choices that seem small on the surface but carry great weight beneath. Moments where you will feel a quiet nudge to choose differently than you would have before, to speak up instead of staying silent, to walk away instead of settling, to invest energy where it feels alive rather than where it feels draining. And these moments are not tests meant to trap you. They are calibrations meant to align you further, and each aligned choice strengthens the signal you are sending into the field of your life. Understand this deeply. Your life is responding to you in real time, not to your words alone, but to your state of being, to the coherence between what you feel, what you believe, and what you expect. And right now, that coherence is increasing, which is why things may feel intense at times, because intensity often precedes clarity, and clarity precedes momentum. You may notice old patterns trying to reassert themselves, familiar doubts knocking at the door, familiar voices from the past whispering that you are getting ahead of yourself, that you should be careful, that you should not expect too much. But recognize these voices for what they are: echoes, not authority. They belong to a version of you that needed caution to survive, but you are not in that terrain anymore. And survival strategies do not belong in a season of expansion. This does not mean you become reckless or ungrounded. It means your grounding shifts from fear to trust, from control to collaboration, from isolation to connection, and connection will become increasingly important for you. Not shallow connection, but resonant connection with people, places, and opportunities that feel aligned, nourishing, and mutual. And you will know them by how your body responds, by the sense of ease, by the absence of that familiar inner tightening. As you continue forward, remember that abundance is not something you chase. It is something you allow to catch up to you, because it has been following you all along, waiting for you to slow down enough to receive it. And this abundance will express itself in forms that matter to you. Financial flow that feels stable and expanding. Creative energy that feels inspired and sustainable. Relationships that feel supportive and honest. Time that feels spacious instead of scarce. And above all, a sense of inner sufficiency that does not depend on constant external validation. This inner sufficiency is the foundation upon which lasting wealth is built. Because wealth without inner sufficiency becomes anxiety. But wealth that flows from inner sufficiency becomes freedom, generosity, and joy. And you are learning now how to hold wealth without fear, how to let it move through you without clinging or guilt, how to use it as a tool for expression rather than a measure of worth. Stay present as this understanding integrates,